How to meet God in person. For a lot of us, meeting God, in my case was, but for most of you, meeting God in person is a dream. It's something we all would like to do. In my case, as I said, I've met him. But I remember before I just wanted to see him. I wanted to be able to speak to him. So there is a way, the way I did it. You actually, when you get there, you realize you are God, as I've explained in other videos. Not you, your personality, not you, the organism. Your purest consciousness. That's God. The one that gives life to your ego, to your mind. That is God. I'm not going to ask you to just look into yourself and say, oh, I am God. No. You actually get there. You get to Him. You get to merge in Him. And then you come back and you do feel a separation, but you know you're of the same essence. You know you're it. Again, not you, the organism, not me, Miriam, not me, my aura, not me, my physical body, not me, my mind, not me, my intellect. The purest essence of my consciousness is God. That I know. So I, as the purest consciousness, I'm God. It's the same essence, and I am it. I'm just right now, as the pure consciousness, I'm giving life to this organism, until the karma is over. Until the karma in this physical life is over. But I am God. The purest consciousness is God. You have two. But as I was saying, because right now you're not aware, you haven't experienced being God. You will see it as you yourself, whoever your name, Joe, Mary, Betty, whatever your name is, you will get the feeling, the sensation that you are meeting God. And then when you merge, you will realize you are the pure consciousness and you've always been God. You will continue to always be God. When you come back, then that's when your perspective will change. So, if this is new to you, please just watch my other videos. It will be a little more clear. So, how to meet God in person? There is a way. As I was saying, God is the purest consciousness. Just pure consciousness. There's no other thought. There's no concepts in it. Everything you know about the world and life, forget it. You have to drop those. You have to surrender those in order to merge God and meet Him. And yes, you can. I did it. And I did it by practicing meditation on the inner light and sound as taught by my master, Thakur Singh, who's now deceased, but he did leave a successor. He did appoint someone as a successor. His name is right now Baljit Singh. Now, why is this important? Because this is something spiritual. It has to do with energy. It has to do with vibrations. Now, I know my master had the power to teach you how to get to that ultimate state of God, the purest consciousness, because I did it. Now, when he appointed someone, I'm sure he conveyed that power to that person, to Baljit. So I can also assure you, if you get the initiation through Baljit, the initiation is simply just to learn how to meditate on the inner light and sound. Nothing else is going to happen to you. It's easy. I don't know how long it's taking now. Used to be 3 hours, because you get to practice meditation on the inner light and then you get to practice meditation on the inner sound. Bring someone along. I mean, it's completely safe. So that's what the initiation is all about. And because my master taught me and I managed to merge with the ultimate expression of God, I know my master had the power to do it. So I trust that he conveyed that power to the current master. So I know he will be able to convey it to you. He will be able, it's like, now that I have the new perspective, I understand that since everything is vibration, what happens is, it's as if the master, the physical master, when they initiate you, they are able to reach the deepest core of your consciousness. I also understand now that consciousness is the equivalent to soul, what we call soul, because soul is of the same essence of God, as of that of God. Now I understand what we call soul is the purest consciousness, not just consciousness, not just I'm aware, I'm conscious. No, that's the ego, that's the mind. We're here in the creation. The purest one. That is soul, that is God, that is you. The purest consciousness in you, that is God. So you do get to meet God, and through initiation, what the master, it's equivalent of the master reminding you what the purest vibration of God is like. So basically, I don't see these, so I don't know, but I can imagine something like still vibration. Right now we are meeting waves because we have thoughts about the past, the present. Right now I'm looking at the lights. I'm looking at the outside that is cloudy. So I have a lot of thoughts, a lot of things going on in me. I'm aware of that. So those are vibrations. So when you get initiated, my perspective, what I'm understanding is that the master reminds the purest consciousness in you, reminds it of its state of just zero vibrations. So once it happens, once your organism subconsciously or unconsciously is reminded, because consciously you're not going to be aware of it. In order to be fully aware of it, you have to work your consciousness. You have to work your way through it. Through becoming first a little more still, and that's when meditation comes, the practice of meditation. You stop being aware of what's outside. You start becoming aware of what's inside in your consciousness. So the master will remind you at the deepest level, at your deepest core, of what it's like to be God. You will not be consciously here right now at the moment of initiation. Everything will become very clear once you reach. You will see. And along the way, things will click more and more. Things will become more and more clear. You will have a lot more aha moments, the epiphanies. So that's how to meet God. You get initiated in the inner light and inner sound. You learn how to meditate on your inner light and on your inner sound, because those are the expressions of God. In the physical plane, my apologies, I ran out of space, so it got cut off. So I was saying that it's as if the master reminds the deepest part of you of what it's like to vibrate or to not vibrate at all. So the more you meditate on your inner light and on your inner sound, the more you are remembering or managing to lower the vibrations, to stop vibrating as much as we are, the waves. Some of them are, the beta brain waves. They are big. So that's what happens in the initiation. At a different level, the master sort of reminds your organism, let's call it your whole self, of what it's like to not vibrate, which is, as I was saying, this is just what I'm sensing right now from the perspective I have now. I sense that the ultimate expression of God has zero vibration at all. No, it doesn't exist at all there. So that's part of us. That's part of the organism. So when you get initiated, your organism is reminded of that. And as you meditate, you lower your vibrations, until you manage to match them. When you're making the effort and you lower the vibrations and they match the zero vibrations, that's when you leave. That's when you're able to leave your organism. You leave the creation behind. And that's the magnificent moment while you're still feeling as a separate entity from God. That's when you realize that's God. Oh, literally, oh my God. I didn't think that, but you realize that's God, and suddenly when you merge, you realize I am God. Now, when you get to say I am God, It's not going to be I, the organism. So it's not going to be your pride. It's not going to be your thoughts, who you think you are. It's going to be a very different aspect of yourself, a very different part of yourself. Your only real self, your only true self. You will see, as I saw, part of the process, nothing is real. This is not real. Nothing of what we see is real. It only seems to be real. It only seems to have life because God, the pure consciousness, is in it. It's helping it manifest. So, yes, I have great news for you. You are able to meet God in person. You will become it through the meditation on the inner light and the inner sound. And as I said, this is something spiritual. It has to do with energy. So it's not like you can just read about it and practice it. That helps. I teach a course where I teach how to do that. I don't have the power. I'm not a master. I don't have the power to burn all your karmas because that's part of the initiation. The master power burns about, 60-70% of all the karmas you've had through your lives. They are burned away. They also, as I was saying, they kind of remind your organism of your purest consciousness. And then as it's as if it's somewhere there. It's reminded. It's like the memory. And then as you meditate, all the waves, you learn to quiet them down. You learn to still them. And then they match. Then you leave. And then you merge with God. So that's it. If you have any questions, well, you will have some requirements. You can Google Baljit Singh meditation on the inner light and sound. He has representatives all over the world. I'm not sure what the initiation process is like right now. I've heard he has made some changes, but essentially, you learn to meditate on the inner light. You learn to meditate on the inner sound. They will tell you about the vegetarian diet. They will tell you about some other things that may be required right now. It's up to you whether you want to do it or not. In the course that I teach, you don't have to change anything in your lifestyle. You can check it in the description of this video. But I do charge for my course. They don't charge for initiation. They shouldn't charge. I don't think they're charging. They should not charge. It should be free through Baljit. So it's up to you. If you don't want to make any lifestyle change, you can start you can get my course. It does have a cost. I won't burn your karmas. I won't transfer any power. I am not a master yet, I was told. So I don't have that power. I can teach you so that you start practicing. If you think you can do it and later on you're ready to do the lifestyle changes, because they will ask you to become vegetarian, not vegan, just vegetarian, and some other things. When you think you're ready, then you can take the initiation from the master. That's when your karmas will be burned. That's when your organism will be reminded. It will be reminded of what it's like, what the purest state of consciousness is like. And that's what's going to help you. On one side, the purest state of consciousness will be there. And as you meditate, it's like they will meet. But anyway, that's part of the process of meditation. If you have any questions, please ask. I'll be glad to answer them. So that was my good news for you. It is possible to meet God in person. And once you make it that far, the purest expression of God, once you make it that far, quite likely, you will merge with it.